Good morning, Period 3 distance learners. As you saw in the Jupiter announcement and on the waiting room screen for Zoom if you went there, I am not here today. I am at a science training with a bunch of other science teachers from around the country, actually. Boston, Iowa, Idaho, Louisiana, Oklahoma, doing some really cool stuff to bring back some interesting things for you in terms of learning. But that means you are going to do some tasks on your own today asynchronously. So I am here to show you exactly what you need to do today during class, not later because you're still in class, right? So this is for Thursday, December 10th. You are going to make your way to our Google Classroom, Period 3 Distance Learning. You're going to go to the week of 12/7. We've done that once already this week. And you're going to see a bunch of stuff there. So the first thing you're going to do is make sure that you have enrolled in the gizmos. I see that 6 of us already have. So that means the rest of you need to still do that. So you'll click on the gizmos enrollment directions, click on period 3. So depending on what period you are in, the class code changes. So follow the steps. They're very simple. Step 1, go to Explore Learning, and then you click on Enroll in a Class, and then you need this code. So HRRRC5. So I go to Explore Learning, takes me here, and I go, hey, what was I supposed to do again? Oh, click on the Enroll in a Class button. Log in, enroll. Okay, that's me so far. Now I'm already in, so it's going to show me something different. What else am I supposed to do? Type in your teacher's class code, HRRRC5. Enroll in a class, down here where it says enroll in a class. HRRRC5, enroll in a class. Oh, now it's asking me something else. Write down you click continue and follow the directions to complete your enrollment. Write down your username and password. You are going to use your Lakeside Google username and password. Okay, Lakeside Google username and password. When you get there, go to I need to create an Explore Learning account. Okay, so you'll click that. We'll ask you for your name and your email address, which you should use your school one. Username, use your Lakeside school username. Okay, your Lakeside school password. And you put the password in again. Then you submit, and you're in. Okay, I don't know all your passwords, so it's not. And then when you're done, you will be all enrolled. Once you are enrolled, you will see, so period 3, you will see something like this. So triple beam balance. Once you're enrolled, you'll click on that, and that gizmo or simulation will show up for you, and you click Launch Gizmo. Then you have access to do all the interactive things here, right? So since it's triple beam balance practice, you can move all these different objects onto the balance. Okay, if you want to weigh the cone, you can weigh just the cone. If you want to weigh the light bulb, you can weigh the light bulb. If you want to weigh cone plus the paper clips, you can do that. Okay, so let's just try this cone first. So I'm weighing the cone, and I know you start with the heaviest. We've talked about that, so I'm going to move it to 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Wow, that's all the weight I can put on that one, so I must need to add more. 510, 520, oh, it's moving. 530, 40, 550, oh, too much. I know it's too much because the pointer is below the line. I'm trying to get this pointer to line up with this line. That means it's balanced, why it's called a balance. So 540 isn't enough, and 550 is too much. So I must have 540. Now I move this lighter one. Oh, and when I get close, it zooms in for me. So 5... So close. think that's it. So I'm going to say 542, maybe 542. Okay, so the cone weighs 542.0 because it's pretty much right on the 2, maybe 540. I say 542. So that's the cone, 542. You might want to write that down. So then you can try other objects, but you need to turn something in, right? Right now, you're just exploring all this stuff. So once you've enrolled, there's an assignment, triple beam balance. Oh, awesome, 2 people have turned it in. It was last week's work, so a lot of us haven't done it. We need to do that. So you'll click on it. It's just a Google form, so put in your name, period, 3. What object did you weigh? Oh, I weighed the cone. How much did it weigh? 542.0 grams. And it's only going to let you put in a number, so 542.0 grams. And then object number 2, what did you weigh for this trial? Oh, I don't know. I should go back and weigh something else. Let me put these back to 0. I'm going to weigh the paper clips. Same thing. Whoa, 100's too many. 10? Even 10 is too many. Interesting. It must just be this little one. Oh, getting closer. So close. I wish I could just nudge it a little. Oh, so that's pretty lined up. So I have 5. I don't have anything in the hundreds or the tens, so I just have this ones. So I have 5. And there's 5.4 grams. Okay. So I'll go back to my sheet, and I weighed paper clips. And they weighed 5.4 grams. Okay, then I go to the next one, and you do that until you've weighed 5 things. Okay? You can mess with this more after, but you have to weigh at least 5 things and get your response submitted. Okay? Oh, it's required. You can't do part of it? Bummer. Okay. So that's the first thing you need to do is do the gizmos, triple beam balance, explore, and finish the sheet. The second thing you need to do is this assignment, which is the John Dalton reading. Remember, John Dalton and others keep learning about it. Looks like 2 people have done it and have already graded it, so that's awesome. If you've done it already, you don't have to do it again. Stay tuned for your work. So you're going to open this up, and there's a bunch of questions about the reading. So don't just guess at it, right? There's a reading that goes with it. So you can get to the reading either here, you can click on the reading and open it, or the reading is here where it says John Dalton and others, right? So you'll read this. You might even want this open while you're doing that. But it might be useful, just like when you do your Achieve, to read through it once first, and then come back here and answer the questions, right? Based on their investigations with water, John Dalton and his colleagues argued that, well, one of these is right. So read carefully, and I suggest that you actually find it in the reading, right? So open the reading and find the actual answer, right? Make sure you're taking your time. You have all day, right? It's an 80-minute class, and this is what you should be doing. Okay? So you'll answer all of these questions, and at the end, each of these are worth points, by the way, so don't just click away and hit submit and show everybody that you don't have anything missing, right? You want to actually earn the points, because it would be a shame to take the time and not earn the points. So when you're done, you hit submit, and it will go through, and I will then be able to grade it. Okay, so that's the second thing. So the first thing you do is the gizmos. So sign up, do the gizmos practice, finish the sheet. Then you read the John Dalton stuff and finish the worksheet for it. Then there is independent work. So this is also, all of this is independent, I suppose. We've been working with our bath bombs for a long time. And it says you will do this work independently on Thursday as part of your, well, I got to fix that, but as part of your distance learning. This was work you're to complete on the day you don't attend in person. So soon you're going to be asked to develop a final model. We're getting to the end of this bath bomb unit, and an explanation that goes with it for what happens and how, when we mix water, citric acid, and baking soda, we end up with different substances that were not there before. So for this assignment, since you're going to be doing a final model and an explanation, we want you to use this slide to list all the things that you think must be included for the final model and explanation to be thorough and complete. So there's a consensus model on, or a consensus model table is there for us to refer to. So basically follow the directions on the slides. And then you're going to submit your slides with your responses. So you'll open it up. And it says, next week, your final assessment, you're going to create a model and an explanation that demonstrates your understanding of when we mix water, what happens. Actually, not When we mix water, citric acid, and baking soda, we end up with different substances that were not there before. So your job, using these boxes below, list all the things that you think must be included for the final model and explanation to be thorough and complete. So the things we need to be sure are included in our model, well, we need to probably have all the components, right? All the parts. We need to have baking soda, citric acid, and water. And we need to make sure those are labeled and all of those. So we've gone through some of this before. This was the table we did together where after we learned a bunch of stuff in lessons 2, 3, 4, and 5, we figured out, well, what needs to be in our model? Well, we need to have probably a before, during, and after. We probably need to have the mass, right? The mass needs to be included. What are inputs? See, we got inputs and outputs, right? So what really needs to be in there? What do we gotta have? That's the gotta have it checklist, okay? And there's a lot more than I just said, so don't just say what I say. So think hard. What would make your model really complete that shows us what's happening with citric acid, baking soda, and water to give us all of the things that we learned about the other day, right? We learned about atoms and molecules, and we learned which gas was coming from there. So this lists what has to be in the model, and then what do we need evidence about, and what kind of key model ideas do we need to have that support that evidence? So you as a class are helping generate this gotta have it checklist. So once you're done adding all of your stuff here, then you'll submit that, okay? So 3 things to do, unless you've already done 2 of them, which only 2 people have. So enroll in the gizmos, do the triple beam balance practice, and finish the assignment. Read the John Dalton article, finish the Google Form assignment worksheet. Then go to this gotta have it checklist and get that done, okay? That is your work for this week, for Thursday, okay? And I will see you next week. Thank you very much.